So we purchased the Shark Wandvac system, and I'm going to get this unboxed, show you what comes in the package. This is a 2-in-1 system, and one thing that I do want to make clear up front, we did not purchase this to replace our main home vacuum cleaner, and the reason for that is simple. I don't think it's intended for that purpose, and that's because this is really more of a convenient vacuum, okay? There's part of the stand by the looks of it. A convenient vacuum that is going to be useful for when there are cobwebs, you have a spillage on the floor, just something where you can pull this out, it will always be on charge, and clean up the mess and get it straight back on charge. No questions asked, no fuss. But if you are after a vacuum that is intended to be a vacuum that is able to deep clean your entire home off a single charge, then I don't think this is going to be the one for you. As the vacuum itself is a 2-in-1, it is intended as a floor standing vacuum cleaner, of course, but it's also going to be intended as a handheld system. So it is available in a multiple of different colours that you can choose from. Obviously the functionality is going to be the same regardless. Okay, so here we have one of the other head attachments. I believe that is the pet tool. Another attachment here and the power adapter. So this will plug into the main base, the charging base, and then you just literally take the vacuum on and off that base as and when you need to use it. And talking about the base, I believe that's the final thing now that we have in the box. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, this plugs into the wall and then the vacuum will rest on here. And we have another tool here as well. Okay, so we're going to assemble in just a moment, but just in case you were wondering, the battery is stored here in the top. So we can just keep that in place because obviously the vacuum is going to charge with the battery in place. Okay, so assembly itself shouldn't be too complicated. We're going to move all this out of the way. We're going to start with the main floor head, put that into position, make sure it's locked in place. We're going to take the thinner of the two tubes here. This button on the back will go towards the bottom, okay? And these notches will go towards the back of the vacuum. So I'll turn that round and that simply slides down and locks into place. Very, very easy. And then finally, we have the main motor mechanism, the space where all your dirt, dust and debris will be sucked into. And again, that simply slots into place down here. And that's it. That is assembly complete. Now, interestingly, outside of it standing on its own base, it doesn't balance when it's in the upright position, so I'll have to lie that down for the time being. As we look at the base itself, which again is super easy to assemble, we have the notch here for the support stand to slide into, and this also houses a spare battery again, as I mentioned, if you have one, so you can charge that too. And yep, all we need to do is slide that in. Let me bring that up a little bit closer. That just clicks into place and the stand is assembled. That simple. And on the back of the stand there is where we connect that AC power cable. There's also a space for this accessory as well next to the stand, although I can't see a space for these. If we move that to one side, I'll just very quickly run through some of the features here. So first off, there are two buttons on the side. If you just squeeze those in, you can disconnect the top section in order to use this as the handheld vacuum. It's really easy to do that, okay? No stress or pressure there required whatsoever. And yet when it's connected to the floor head, obviously that isn't going to come off there. But when it's all connected, you use this as a standard vacuum cleaner. The head at the bottom is especially designed, the way it rotates and the material it's made of, so that hairs won't get wrapped around it. And when it comes to emptying out the vacuum itself, so on the back here is where obviously everything, the dirt and that is going to be stored. And you also have the filter in there, which you can replace. But in order to open this, on the front near the power button, there is this sliding button. Just push that down and that opens the mechanism just like that. Now, in terms of charging this with the battery installed here, so if you want to keep this in handheld mode, you can actually plug this directly into the power cable that's included. The connection is right there. But obviously the best way to charge this is in the full upright position with the charging stand. It literally just slides into place. Just lock that there. There we go. That's all there is to it. How easy is that? Take it off when we're ready to use it, do our vacuuming, and then just pop it back when we are done. And as you can see with the stand, the vacuum is not going to fall over, but it's still probably better off to have this leaning against a wall as well. So folks, there we have it. This is the Shark Wandvac that we purchased. Looking forward to really getting into it, testing it out. So I'll make another video about that. But thanks for watching.